Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Well, the numbers aren't that remarkable, but the lack of cloud cover is. Another bright one ahead tomorrow before things really start to take a turn on Thursday.
Ready to ramp up, the city of Detroit says it's time to open up vaccinations to a new group who's now eligible to get the shot and why it could be a critical step in the city's recovery.
It's gone from a threat to reality. A group of parents suing the state demanding the restart of high school sports.
It's back to court for the governor on her COVID closures. High school athletes and their parents in the group Let Them Play Michigan took to the state court of claims in Lansing this morning.
They want high school sports restarted before the February 21st deadline the governor announced last month. Rod Maloney following this tonight. And Rod, just last week we had both sides talking to each other about solutions.
That's right, and that started Thursday and Friday, but the talks didn't go anywhere. The state didn't appear like it wanted to budge. They promised they'd file by Monday. Well, Tuesday morning is when they hit it. Now, here are some of the things they're talking about. They're saying it's age discrimination. They're also saying that it's a problem with the right to equal protection in that college athletes and pro athletes are playing, but the high school kids can't.
The sense of urgency was not at the same place where our student athletes was coming from the state health department.
Riddell saying the state, while interested in listening, wasn't budging. So he's looking for a judge to grant an injunction, sending high school athletes back to the court, mat or rink, before the 21st.
Community spread by student athletes based on all of the science that we have seen is diminished.
Almost immediately came this statement, quote, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and Governor Whitmer took decisive action during the recent surge of COVID-19 cases that threatened to overrun hospitals. According to recent data from the University of Michigan School of Public Health, those actions likely prevented over 100,000 new cases and 1,960 more deaths. As the numbers in Michigan continue to decline, and as the governor has already indicated, the administration is reviewing current mitigation measures, including those around contact sports, end quote. But the state's stance is baffling to Riddell, citing morning in-school phys ed classes.
We've got an hour-long basketball game probably occurring right now in a PE class somewhere in this state, but yet the student athletes at 3 o'clock can't play basketball. I don't really understand the data or science behind that.
Now, Riddell had an interesting point today, and he said that he admired the governor for her singular focus on reducing COVID transmission, calling that laudable. But on the flip side of that, the parents, and the athletes have an issue with that singular focus because they believe it's had a broader negative impact on them, and the decision is not based on science. Back to you.
Well, Rod, we're into February now, and February 21st is just 19 days away. So I guess the question becomes, is the case likely to be heard before then?
Well, I guess the question is whether the case or an injunction, because if you want to hear the whole case, no, that's clearly not going to happen. But if they're asking a judge for an injunction, they could probably get that in the next few days. But there's no emergency attached to this, so we don't know if the judge is going to hear this right away. And so it becomes a question of, okay, can they get the injunction? Or if, in fact, the judge says no to the injunction, can they do an appeal? And would that be in time? And so now there's deep concern about the March playoff system for these winter sports.
Right, which is coming quickly. All right, Rod.
Okay, now to some breaking business news. Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos says he is stepping down as CEO of the company in the third quarter of this year. Bezos will transition into the role of executive chair. Andy Jassy, who runs Amazon Web Services, will become the company's new CEO. All right, now to today's coronavirus numbers. The state reports 1,203 new cases over the past 24 hours. That's up just slightly from the weekend average. 63 new deaths are also being reported, including 36 from a review of past vital records. Now to the vaccine and where things stand in the state.
To date, 1.7 million doses have been delivered to Michigan, with a little over 1 million of those shots going into arms.
In Detroit, Mayor Mike Duggan says the city is ready to expand vaccine eligibility to restaurant and grocery store workers.
Janitors and security guards are also on the list. Let's bring in Larry Spruill live at the city's vaccination site, which is the TCF Center. Big step here, Larry.
A huge step, Devin and Kimberly. This is good news for a lot of people. That means more people can now get vaccines here at the TCF Center. That means if you work in the food industry, security industry, or cleaning services, take a listen.
We have more good news in the health department's effort to get vaccines out to more Detroiters.
Mayor Mike Duggan says those vaccinations will be given out here at the TCF Center, and the city is adding to the list of who can get those vaccines outside of the normal requirement of 65 and older. Tuesday, Mayor Duggan made that announcement.
We're going to start with our food and beverage workers. Anybody handling food or beverages anywhere in Detroit's food supply. So any grocery store worker, any restaurant worker. Now the restaurants are reopened again. They're handling our food and drinks. People in the meat packing industry, the bottling industry, and the like.
But that's not it. There's more.
The next group are security guards, and we are passing by them every day. We have had all other law enforcement officers have been eligible, but we want to respect the fact that our security guards that are working are also doing that. And there's another group that too often is overlooked, and that's the janitors who live or work in the city.
Duggan says age does not play a factor for those who live in Detroit and work in those occupations. This is a way to make sure more and more people are getting the vaccine and fighting this deadly virus. Duggan also said there are more changes on the way. And those changes will come in the people who work in manufacturing. That's according to Mayor Mike Duggan. He says he plans on expanding the vaccines to those people who work in those fields as well. This is all a part of a way to allow more people to get the vaccine. So once again, if you work in the food industry, security guard, or a janitor, you can call this number. That number is 313-230-0505 to set up an appointment. We are live at TCF Center tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Larry, one question that we receive a lot is whether or not the age requirement is going to be lowered for those who are waiting for a vaccine.
And Devin, that's the same question I asked the mayor earlier today, and I asked him, will they lower it down to 60? He says as of right now, he is following the protocol by the state. Devin?
Which has it locked in at 65 at the moment. All right, Larry. Now, Mayor Duggan also encouraged eligible Detroiters to claim their earned income tax credits.
The credits can increase the size of a tax refund by hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Lower wage workers were at risk of losing the credits if they lost jobs in 2020. But fortunately, a new coronavirus provision enables filers to use either their 2019 or 2020 earned income to calculate their earned income tax credit. It will be important for workers to review their 2019 tax return or bring it to a tax preparer along with their tax documents for 2020. That way they can run the numbers to see what works best for them.
It didn't exactly cause a big melt, but it was nice to see the sun for a while today.
It does. It just makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those psychological assistants that we saw today with the sunshine. We'll get it again tomorrow, but I want to start off with this that just came in. Flood warnings up for southeastern St. Clair County. They've got some ice blockages out there right around the mouth of the Lake Huron down through Algonac. So that is causing flooding of several roads and businesses up there, according to the emergency management in St. Clair County. That's in effect until 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Saw a lot of sunshine today, but things are going to change as we get into Thursday. Here's our next accumulating snowfall for Thursday and Friday. And you can see that we're expecting an inch plus here across the southern end of the state. But that's not the only story. We've got cold temperatures, and we're talking serious cold by the end of the weekend. We'll look at those very chilly numbers and the winds that are coming along with it in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. Today in Washington, there's a focus on two presidents. At the White House, President Biden tackling immigration, while on Capitol Hill, House Democrats laying out their impeachment case against former President Trump. The Trump legal team has given us a glimpse of their strategy ahead of next week's trial in the Senate. Alice Barr has the latest tonight from Washington. Alice.
Devin, the Biden administration has been trying to push its agenda forward as quickly as possible, knowing any hopes for achieving bipartisanship will only get tougher once the impeachment trial begins.
1 week before the second impeachment trial of former President Trump, the case against him and his defense are coming into focus. House impeachment managers today filing an 80-page brief accusing the former president of being, quote, singularly responsible for the deadly siege on the U.S. Capitol, asserting he, quote, summoned a mob to Washington, exhorted them into a frenzy, and aimed them like a loaded cannon down Pennsylvania Avenue. The Trump legal team denying he incited the mob and arguing his fiery remarks directly before the riot were protected free speech.
This is a very, very dangerous road to take with respect to the First Amendment, putting at risk any passionate political speaker.
The defense also claiming the Senate lacks jurisdiction to put an ex-president on trial since he can't be removed from office. House managers say there is no January exception to impeachment and that the former president's actions were so grave he should not be allowed to hold public office again.
At the end of the day, there has to be accountability.
The constitutional and political showdown risks overshadowing President Biden's agenda. After an Oval Office meeting with 10 key Republicans on COVID relief, today the president turning his attention to the complicated issue of immigration, signing executive actions to begin rolling back some of his predecessor's policies and reunite migrant families separated under the Trump administration.
After that meeting with Senate Republicans last night, the White House says it's still looking for compromise on COVID relief, but won't go along with the GOP proposal that's a third the size of the bill President Biden wants. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice, so we're off and running on this Tuesday. Let's check in with Defender Karen Drew.
What this local woman is telling lawmakers will make you think twice.
I just can't believe that I've come this far and that my journey has taken me to this point.
Defender cameras there as this human trafficking survivor pleads for a change in the law. Coming up.
If you drove past this building, you might not know how important it was for keeping Black Detroiters safe. We're talking to a local historian who tells us how important this hospital was during a pandemic, no less.
All right, but first, Dr. Frank McGeorge in with brand new information on the COVID variants and how effective it appears the vaccines are against them. That is next.